forward.
Very good.
Little bit of moonlight, there's a little bit of your eyes and mine.
Lonnie, start with Stark Silver Creek, and we're here morning, South San Francisco at Meals on Wheels. This is the headquarters and where the industrial kitchen is, where they make 16,000 meals a week. So let's go in and check it out and see how this entire operation runs. Come on. You guys produce about 16,000 meals a week, right?
Yeah, that equates to about 910,000 in a 12-month period.
Okay. Who's counting?
Who's counting? Counting. So now you're in our area where all of our freezers are, and that's why you're so cold.
Okay. I see. Wow.
So this whole floor is our kitchen and our storage space, and you're about to walk into our kitchen where there should be preparing some food. You never thought you'd be on camera with a hairnet like Lily Tomlin.
Well, as long as we all do it, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, it's a group exercise.
Yes, it's like Halloween. It's okay as long as everybody else around you has one on too.
We actually work about a week in advance. So we make all of our menus about a week in advance, and then it goes out in a couple different ways. For people who's better to get the frozen meal that they can heat up themselves, it stays frozen.
Okay.
For those who really have limited ability to really heat that up for themselves and really need us to give it to them hot or chilled every day, then it goes out that way. And it's about 50% get the frozen meals twice a week, so they're seeing on one day they get 3 days worth of meals, on the next they get 4 days worth of meals. They're getting 14 a week.
And it seems very much, I mean, talk about healthcare costs, immunization, it seems to be very preventative. I think one of the stats on your website is that the cost for an entire year of meals is like 1 day in the hospital. And so this whole idea of home care is really important, which is what Meals on Wheels enables as well.
Well, it's not just the cost of the meals, but the cost of all the services that we wrap around clients. And as we get through talking about the menu and then what goes out, then ultimately we can come back and talk about really the other anchors that are behind delivering food.
Sounds good. Hairnet in place, let's go and check out the rest of the heart of the kitchen.
The label isn't just, here's the Meals on Wheels food, it actually tells you how to heat it, how long the food is good for, it has everything that you might need to know about the food.
My understanding is half of the support for this program actually comes from the city, and then the rest comes through donations and other...
Exactly, that's really true. And so 48% right now of the meals that we serve, if you just do the math, is about covered by the city and county of San Francisco, both through support from the federal government through Older Americans Act, but actually more money from local taxpayers. San Francisco is great in that way. And then the other 52% we raise each year. We have to raise it. Let's walk outside and see the drivers and more food, and then we can talk more about that. More so what we're looking for volunteers to do is to be actively engaged in their neighborhood. By becoming a friendly visitor to someone, building a friendship, being a friendly shopper. So there may be someone who needs you to run down to the drugstore or to Target or what have you, and they just give you the list and the money they have, and you go do the errand for them because they really can't get out as easily. And then the last part is that those people will help us with our client needs efforts. So we use volunteers to deliver and set up the microwave, or we use volunteers to go over and help someone change their light bulbs in their house or what have you. And we're really pushing that because we can do all of the things that we've talked about, meals, safety check, so nutrition education, social work, but we can't reduce someone's isolation if no one knows them. And what
we're bringing the neighborhood together so they know who's living in their area as well.
Well, and it's the notion, and something that I'm very committed to, is that urban environments particularly are not like they used to be. Families used to live close by, neighbors used to know neighbors, and we need to build now what we call intentional community, where people make an effort to actually be a neighbor and to be a part of it. And I think it's a win-win because there's so many people who are transplants to the city and want to be connected in some way beyond work and beyond maybe a small social circle. And this is a way that they can do that. And our seniors are rich vibrant resources for people to learn from.
To learn about the history of the city and also the history of everything else, the experience they've gone through.
Exactly. So just to give you an idea, a year or so ago we had about 25 matches across the city, and now we're at 100.
Wow.
And our goal is to move to 200 if we can. And then the notion is to make the mission whole, to nourish the whole person is what we're really referring to it. That isn't just food. It's a universal mission. There's no one who's not touched in some way directly by the mission that we have at Meals on Wheels.
So how long have you been executive director for Meals on Wheels?
I've been here for 3 years. I have to tell you that it was the best decision that I've ever made. I've worked in a lot of great environments. I've had the opportunity to learn and grow in every job that I've had. This is one time where I feel like I'm in a mission that speaks to me directly, because, you know, I'm watching my friends age, I'm watching my parents age, I'm watching lots of people age and wondering who's there for them. And so it really is something that I can throw myself into wholeheartedly. And also I feel that we've always been a good program at Meals on Wheels and have a good mission, but we can always be better.
What do you think is going to be one of the biggest challenges for Meals on Wheels that you'd like, you know, folks to understand?
I think the biggest challenge is the challenge that we have today, which is, can we raise the private resources in an environment where government may or may not be able to step up to the plate to stay up with need?
Do you want me to do?
Well, they are some. So the social work department, we have 6 social workers that go out and see clients and do assessments for eligibility, but also for the other things that they might need.
And these assessments, you refer them either to programs or things that you offer or other community-based organizations or government agencies do, right?
Yes, both. So the programs that we have here with volunteers, and then there's many programs in the community resources for seniors.
Thank you for sharing what it takes to put about 16,000 meals a week out into homes in San Francisco.
It's my pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for sharing the story.
Morning here in South San Jose. We're here at Meals
San Francisco.
Oh. Sorry, I just did it, yes? Hi. We're here to see C.MCCUMBER, but I just want to do a little